right now. Here's your host, Alfredo Leon.
Back to LA, this is indeed Frey, as Kevin Harvick on Sunday was able to get his second straight win in the Monster Energy Cup Series on Sunday, as I stated, with a dominating performance at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. He also earned his 100th win across all three National Series. He was able to follow up his impressive performance last week in Atlanta with another dominant victory for Stewart-Haas Racing. He led 209 of the 267 laps and won all three stages. Harvick even held off a late charge from local product Kyle Busch to win in Vegas for the second time in 4 years. Here is Harvick speaking about how dominant his car has been in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, just really proud of everybody on our Jimmy John's Busch Ford for just doing a great job with the race cars. And, you know, these last 2 weeks we've just hit on what we needed to. And really, this stems back to last year when the mile and a half program got so much better at the end of the year. And you know, they've done their homework on a number of things. So just really proud of everybody. I got to thank everybody at Stewart-Haas Racing, Jimmy John's, Busch Ford, Mobil 1, Outback, Hunt Brothers, Morton Buildings, Textron Off-Road, Liftmaster, everybody who makes this car go around the racetrack.
Busch got closer to getting his career victory, his second, in his hometown with his Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota, but couldn't overcome the dominant leader that was Harvick. Kyle Larson finished third after winning the Xfinity Series race on Saturday, while defending champion Martin Truex Jr. was fourth and pole sitter Ryan Blaney was in fifth. Here's the rest of the top 10 as Brad Keselowski finishing sixth, driving the 2-car for Team Penske. Joey Logano finishing seventh, his teammate driving the 22-car also for Team Penske. Eric Jones finishing eighth, driving the 20-car for Joe Gibbs Racing. Paul Menard finishing ninth, driving the 21-car for the Wood Brothers. And Eric Almirola finishing 10th, driving the 10-car for Stewart-Haas Racing. Other notables include Jimmy Johnson driving a 48-car for Hendrick Motorsports, who finished 12th. However, Johnson was without his car chief for the race as the 48 failed pre-race inspection 3 times. He had to start at the rear of the field after his car chief, specifically Jesse Saunders, got the boot. Johnson will also have practice time reduced when they head to Phoenix this weekend. Also, Kurt Busch, who was in from Vegas as well, lost control and ran Chase Elliott into the wall and failed to win a cup race in Vegas in his 17th try. He has started on the pole twice, but only has one top 5 finish there, despite calling it top priority in his career. Also in Vegas, they're going to be having a second race there to start the playoffs in September, and it's expected to be around 50 degrees warmer than what it was on Sunday, where it was 53 degrees mild temperatures for Las Vegas, and it'll be much hotter when they come into September at the time of the chase. So there is that fact there, according to like what I've heard there, or what I've read. Now back to Harvick. He has also matched his total of Cup wins, the number of Cup wins from last season in 3 races, and he's headed to Phoenix where he's won 5 times there since 2012. Only Richard Petty, Kyle Busch, and David Pearson have won more races across all 3 national circuits than the California, which is pretty impressive there. Harvick spoke about what it was like to have 100 wins in NASCAR across trucks, Xfinity, and Cup.
That's pretty awesome. You know, they kind of brought that to light. I kind of had an idea of where we were, but it all happened so fast over the last couple of weeks. It really lets you reminisce about a lot of things that you've done in the sport, and then, you know, winning last week and being able to put some closure on 2001 in Atlanta, and then now winning 100 races is something that I never thought I would do, but they're hard to win, I can tell you that, and I've been fortunate to sit in a lot of good race cars.
Not a lot of wins are more empathetic than Harvick's 100. Harvick led 144 of 160 laps and comfortably won the first 2 stages. He was 4th at the end of the stage, caution after stage 2, with Logano getting in front after a great pit stop. Harvick was able to reclaim the lead off another restart with 73 laps to go after Kurt Busch had that wreck with Elliott. Harvick came out of his pit stop with a 3-second lead on Keselowski, and Busch couldn't catch up. Harvick was even more dominant in Vegas than Truex last year. Truex led all 3 stages in 150 laps, and on his way to a win that propelled his way also to a championship season. It wasn't also easy for Harvick for him trying to get 100 wins. Here it is. He once waited for Greg Biffle in line on the pit road wall at Bristol Motor Speedway after a Busch Series race. Even though he's nicknamed Happy, as we all know, he was always angry during the beginning of his NASCAR career. He wanted to let Biffle know as soon as the race was over. He literally hurtled over Biffle's car into a scrub and lunged at Biffle's throat. Ouch. That Biffle incident in 2002 would be on the highlight of Harvick's season reel. In his first 2 years in Cup, Harvick became the first driver to be parked by NASCAR for aggressive driving, and he once tried to fight Ricky Rudd, usually considered to be a losing proposition. He said that after the 2002 parking for intentionally wrecking Coy Gibbs in a Truck Series race at Marsville and generally being enthroned on NASCAR's side. That was the wake-up call that the 25-year-old needed. I haven't been racing since I was 5 years old and made it this far in my career to throw it all away now, Harvick said then. Having to miss the race at Martinsville definitely got my attention. It hasn't been all smooth sailing since that wake-up call. But here is Harvick, now 100 NASCAR national wins later, and as one of the more consistent drivers of his era. He doesn't have the stats to prove how great of a driver he is. Part of that is because he came in around the same time as Jimmy Johnson, who's a fellow Californian, as a laid-back Southern California persona, and debuted a year after Harvick, and has collected 7 championships in his career. But Harvick, who has only won 1 championship, has a Daytona 500, 2 Coca-Cola 600s, a Southern 500, and a Brickyard 400 victory to his resume. With that, that's a Hall of Fame career there. And one might not have seen that coming when he was thrust into a miserable situation about what should have been the best time in his life. Harvick was on schedule to drive for Richard Childress in 2002, but when Dale Earnhardt was killed on the last lap of the 2001 Daytona 500, those plans didn't happen. Harvick got Earnhardt's ride the next week, went forward with his scheduled Las Vegas wedding the week after that. It was a whirlwind 3 weeks for the 24-year-old from Bakersfield, California, and when he got the time to take a breath, there was a lot happening. That could be a reason why he snapped so easily back then. Although some of that went away, he never really changed who he was. Harvick continued to stir the pot in the garage, spoke his mind even when he didn't have anything nice to say, and never lacked any confidence. It was just in 2014 when Harvick, who was locked into the championship finale, shoved Brad Keselowski from behind to trigger a melee between Keselowski and Jeff Gordon. Harvick just stood back and watched the chaos unfold between the two drivers he was racing for the title. Next race was Phoenix, which Harvick had to win at a track he always wins at, and Harvick didn't want to answer any questions. He didn't also want to talk about what role he may have had in the Keselowski scuffle, or how his championship was one race away from slipping through his fingers. But as he thought more about it, Harvick, by then a father with a young son, saw the bigger picture. In order to be a role model to Keelan, he had to be a professional and do the right thing. So, he met his media obligation in Phoenix, won the race, and won the championship a week later. Harvick and his wife, Delena, welcomed a daughter in the offseason, and he's now a 42-year-old father of 2. His future is in broadcasting, and Fox already uses him quite a bit in the booth. He's doing races in the Xfinity Series and the Camping World Truck Series now, too. But he's still got racing left. He certainly showed that out of the gate this year with 2 dominant wins at Atlanta and Las Vegas, as stated earlier. An 8-time Phoenix winner, including a streak of 6 wins in 8 races. Harvick hasn't been to victory lane at the track in 3 whole races. He might snap that streak Sunday, and if he doesn't, he might have something sarcastic to say about a fellow competitor, his own crew, or even NASCAR. That's just who Kevin Harvick is. 17 years after his whirlwind and emotional and untenable promotion to the big leagues, he made it work, doing it his way, and will probably do the same when he closes his career. Now, that's all true. Harvick has come a long way from being that type of idiot driver, very immature, getting into fights, getting suspended. He's a much more mature driver now. He's come a long way from that, and he's showing like that now, like on the track and with his family as well. Got 2 children now, as stated, and he's come a long way from being like driver that got suspended and had the issues with Biffle and Rudd back in 2002, and the issues in the Truck Series as well there. But he's come a long way from that, and what a dominating victory he showed at Vegas. It goes to show you how great of a start Harvick has had to this season already, matching his total from last year. And now, the next week, they're going to his playground at Phoenix International Raceway, and see what he's able to do there. Can he be able to continue his dominance like he's showed the last 2 races? He is going to be the favorite to win at Phoenix for sure. And if he doesn't win, that's surprising. But I expect him to be the favorite, and don't be surprised if Harvick wins at Phoenix for sure. And that's also the last configuration for that. But we'll get more into that later. But still, congratulations to Harvick on the win in Vegas. Back-to-back wins for Harvick. I think it's the 6th time he's done that in his career. Pretty cool there. But yeah, he's definitely come a long way from when he was starting. And 100 wins across all 3 series. That's pretty cool. It shows you how dominant he's been in all 3 series. He's had a lot of success in the Xfinity Series, winning 2 championships there, both when they were known as the Busch Series in 2001 and 2006. And he's had a lot of success in the Truck Series, Ron Hornaday winning championships in the Craftsman Truck Series and Camping World Truck Series. Now, he's won a couple championships driving for Harvick. And Harvick's had a lot of success in the truck as well, even though he's had a lot of incidents early on in his career. But he's come a long way from that, and he's not the same driver anymore. Darrell Waltrip said it after he won at Atlanta. This is not the same Harvick you saw 10, 15 years ago. I agree with what Waltrip was saying about Harvick. Harvick is a totally different driver. He's much cooler now. Sure, he may lose his temper from time to time, but his nickname is Harvick, right? He's happy, and he's a happy driver, and as long as he's still successful, he's going to be a lot more happy, and he's going to be smiling a lot when he wins races, and obviously that's what you do when you win races. But Harvick is just a great driver, and he's definitely going to put himself in a position to be a favorite to win this championship because of the domination he showed the last 2 weeks, and he's been incredible. And we're going to see what Harvick is going to be able to do the upcoming weeks as we get more into the season, see what he does at Phoenix. Can he be able to pull off another win there, especially after not winning it in the last 3 tries there? We'll see what he does there. Don't be surprised if he wins there, and we'll see what happens with that. But congratulations to Harvick on 100 wins in NASCAR. That's pretty incredible. He said he never thought he would get to that point. It just goes to show you how dominating he's been throughout all 3 series. And it does help to run all 3 series because it gets you a lot more like seat time and possibility, a chance to win more races too. And that's pretty cool that he was able to accomplish that. Nice round number, 100. Pretty cool that he was able to get that in the Cup car. It would have been interesting if he got it in the Xfinity race or the truck race, but him getting in the Cup Series, that's probably the best place for him to accomplish that. It was pretty cool that he was able to do that. And it goes to show you how much success Harvick has had on the track and how talented he is as a driver as well. It goes to show you how incredible Harvick is, and he's going to definitely win a lot more races as a result of that. And it's pretty cool to see what Harvick can do as a driver. He's got a lot of talent, as you know. Those that know Harvick and see what he's done on the track, he's just a very talented driver. And he let his ego get into way a lot early on in his career, but he's not that driver anymore. And he's going to continue to try to be like the best person he could be. And he's not a bad guy. He just had a bad temper on his career, probably because of all that pressure he had filling in for Dale Earnhardt and all that. But Harvick's not that guy anymore, and he continues to be having success on the track. And don't be surprised, like I said, he wins at Phoenix again. Just shows you how dominant he was at Las Vegas. No one could match up with him there. Not even when Kyle Busch said no one could even be in his league, or paraphrasing that. But it goes to show you how good Harvick is on the track, and he's gonna continue to be a threat for this championship. That's for sure. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys are new, be sure to leave a like. If you guys are new, like I said, subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.